Excellence, our dear Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu is 61 today.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
What key are you singing on?
Joy, you can leave the chorus.
Happy birthday to you.
So, Mr. Celebo, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu is 61 today. Old but strong, and of course, still striving to make Lagos the reference point for good governance in Nigeria. Not also forgetting the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, is also celebrating his birthday today.
Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday.
Where's the party happening?
You can fly to Abuja to celebrate with the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, and right here in Lagos. Marina is very close by, and Mr. Governor will be willing to receive you.
I'll be at work.
Okay.
I can't leave the office. I'll just appeal to Mr. Governor to send birthday goodies to us here as we also celebrate him in our own way.
Yeah.
Okay, who else was born in the month of June? Do we have anybody here? Okay, Toby. Okay, Toby. Although Toby ran away on her birthday, we did not see Toby. But we saw her days after. Happy birthday to Toby as well in arrears. So let's go to the business of the day and start with our news point. Something very, very important. And it appears that members of the National Assembly are beginning to do the needful to move the country forward. State police bill lands in state assemblies. Nigeria on Wednesday moved closer than ever to establishing a state police force after the Senate passed the controversial Constitution Alteration Bill seeking to decentralize policing, shifting the battle to the landmark reform to the 36 state houses of assembly, where at least 24 legislatures must endorse the proposal before it become law. The passage of the bill by the Senate marks a major breakthrough in a debate that has dominated Nigeria's security discourse for decades and comes amid worsening insecurity across several parts of the country, including terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, communal violence, and organized criminal activities. The legislation, which seeks to establish state-controlled police services alongside the existing Nigerian police force, was approved after senators secured the constitutionally required two-thirds majority through a manual voting process adopted following technical glitches that affected the chamber's electronic voting devices. With both chambers of the National Assembly now backing the proposal, attention has shifted to state assemblies, where approval will determine whether Nigeria finally abandons its long-standing federal policing structure. The proposed amendment is widely regarded as one of the most consequential constitutional reforms undertaken since the return to democratic rule in 1999. At the center of the reform is a provision empowering governors to appoint commissioners of police for their respective states, subject to the confirmation by the state houses of assembly. Under Clause 17 of the proposed constitutional amendment, while the Federal Police Service will continue to be headed by the Inspector General of Police, each state police service shall be headed by a Commissioner of Police appointed by the Governor and confirmed by the State House of Assembly. The development effectively creates a dual policing structure in which state police formations would operate concurrently with federal police authorities. The Senate approved the bill after considering the report of the Senate on the review of the Constitution presented by Deputy Senate President. The bill's provision was first considered at the committees of the whole before lawmakers adopted them and proceeded to a final vote. Leading debate on the legislation, Senate Leader Okoyemi Bamidele described the proposal as a carefully designed framework aimed at balancing local policing autonomy with national cohesion. The bill is intended to retain the Nigerian police force for federal policing duties while providing for the establishment of state police services in states that chose to adopt them. Bamidele explained that the proposed structure clearly delineates the responsibilities of the federal and state police services. According to Okoyemi Bamidele, state police will be responsible for enforcing state laws, maintaining public safety and public order, preventing and detecting crimes within their jurisdictions, protecting lives and property, and carrying out other local police duties. Anyways, that's it. The latest coming from the National Assembly on the creation of state police, and now the ball is in the court of the state houses of assembly. They're expected to do the needful so that they can also accommodate that aspect of the Nigerian constitution in their respective states, so that state would also have the constitutional right to start forming state police. But then there are fears in some quarters, like it was raised earlier, that these governors have the tendency to abuse the creation of state police, to which owns their political opponents and others who are not singing, who are not dancing rather, to the rhythm of their music. And you know how governors are, especially when you criticize their reforms, their agendas, the programs of their state, and they always find it very, very difficult to take criticism in good faith for them to get better in the areas of governance. An example was the state, okay, not Adebimpe State now, a state that is very close to Adebimpe State, where some particular set of people criticized the governor for attending parties, and then he started hunting them with some officers of some security agencies of the federal government. So is this a welcome development for you, Adebimpe and Joy, or you feel that we should still think rather with some aspect of this constitution to prevent these governors from abusing the creation of state police?
Okay, Joy.
Okay, so while the issue you have raised now, it's something that might happen. I mean,
abuse?
Some people, yes, it's something that might happen. Let's not live on a fool's island. But again, I think that everyone should, align with the purpose for which this is being created. It is to fight insecurity. Is that not why it was created? To support the existing security agencies in the fight against terrorism. And so I think that is where the energy should be channeled into. And for the commissioners that will be appointed now,
they will be appointed by the
governor,
and there will be a police service commission at the state level. Although the governors would not have the constitutional right to fire the commissioners of police without the approval of the National Police Service Commission and the approval of Mr. President.
And so again, what are the criteria that will be looked into before such persons are appointed? And then whoever they are appointing, won't he be at the beck and call of those that have appointed him?
Anyway, good points you have raised here. Also, Ajibola, everybody's fear, of course, is valid. The governors and being, would I say, overzealous or wanting to show all the power they have once this state police is being approved. But one thing for me, I must commend federal government, the lawmakers, for the speed at which, this bill is going. Yeah, it's a welcome development. Joy and Ajibola, our governors will always be our governors. Can you remember when the Supreme Court ordered that local government funds should be
released to the local
governments? This was like 2-3 years ago, and we had some governors who came out boldly to say, no, it will not happen.
Like your governor.
No, it will not happen. And I don't think it has happened.
And some local government chairmen voluntarily surrendered their autonomy to some governors as well, saying that they are not going to align with that constitutional provision as ruled by the Supreme Court.
So, then, are we really ready for a change?
And on Tuesday, we also read in one of our stories that the governors were asking for more power.
Yeah, to control the state policing system.
So what are we talking about?
Anyways,
right.
We'll see how it's going to be at the end of the day. But let me also align with the thoughts of Adebimpe, saying that the National Assembly members actually did the needful this time around. I think whenever they decide to work, they want, or whenever they want to work, they actually show that they are serious. And there is also another condition attached to these creation of state police services. That bill was sent by Mr. President, so they were left with no choice than to expedite action. And people have insinuated that they are the lapdogs of the executive. They carry them like babies. Go and do this, they do it. Akpabio, go and do this. Tajuddin Abbas, do this.
Can you remember what other bill received this type of speed attention?
The national anthem.
National anthem.
It was approved in hours.
It was very, very, you know.
This one is even still dragging next to that.
All right. I didn't even go your story.
I'll take my story. ISIS funding, federal government set to charge U.S. sanctioned BDC operator. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is already investigating a Lagos-based Bureau de Change operator, Mukhtar Adamu Mohammed, and 3 companies linked to him for alleged terrorism financing before the United States government imposed sanctions on them. Sources within the anti-graft agency have disclosed this. Top EFCC officials familiar with the investigation told their correspondent that the commission had concluded significant aspects of its probe and was preparing charges when the U.S. government announced the sanctions. The development comes after the United States designated Mohammed and 3 Nigerian companies linked to him as alleged financial facilitators of activities linked to the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. The designation formed part of a broader action targeting 3 individuals and 6 entities accused of facilitating the movement of funds for ISIS operations across different countries. In a statement issued earlier in the week, U.S. Department of State spokesperson Thomas Pigott said the sanctions targeted individuals and entities operating in France, Syria, Turkey, and Nigeria. According to the statement, the Nigerian national named in the sanctions is Mukhtar Adamu Mohammed, also known as Mukhtar Mohammed, a Bureau de Change operator based in Lagos. I think this was the fallout of, some people had commented that before, that it was because the U.S. had called out this particular individual as sponsoring ISIS or funding ISIS, that Nigeria kept quiet about it. I think that was why the EFCC had to come out to say, no, they had been investigating this person even before the U.S. came to talk about it. I just hope that others will be named before, or how do they say this thing? Shame them before the U.S. starts to talk, because you can't start making Nigerians feel that you don't want to, you're not fighting this insecurity in the country as, aggressive as it should, So we are always waiting for U.S. to do something before we now say, yes, we've been doing it. I just hope that our federal government should not be...
For me, now the United States of America has helped us in naming these people. Now they have been named. We should be bold enough as a country, we should be bold enough as an entity to shame these people.
Yeah, true.
Because if the United States had not done the needful, what would have happened?
Yeah.
It would have been business as usual.
It would have been a repentance.
Then how are these people getting access to Forex and their licensed BDCs operators in Nigeria? And yet they are committing this kind of crime that is really affecting the security of the country. Now the United States has helped us in naming these people. We should be bold enough as a country to shame them and bring them to book. Because United States cannot continue to carry us like babies.
Exactly. And insecurity is really biting hard into our nation, Nigeria. Gone are the days where we used to think that, this terrorism issue, insecurity was up north and it wouldn't get here to us. It is here.
It is getting closer.
Every day we see on social media, most of these stories we see on social media cannot be confirmed, but every day we hear or we see something about, some particular people from a particular part of the country, in suspicious surroundings, suspicious movement with, suspicious things that they're carrying around. And like they say, security is everybody's business.
It is.
Since it got to the southwest, I must give it to them. They are not sparing any of these people. No. They are not sparing. Once they see them, they'll say, come here, what are you doing? There was a woman who cried out the other day. She said one particular cat pusher was following her. Wanted to know her house. So she had to cry out that she took her child to school. On her way back, that she noticed that when she was taking her child to school, this particular cat pusher followed her. So by the time she cried out, I think some men now came, they looked into his cat and they found ammunition there.
Wow.
Didn't you see that story?
No,
It went viral. I saw it about 2-3 weeks ago. So we need to be security conscious. You need to understand your environment. This is a time to say when you're working, always look back.
Vigilant.
Look back. Always look back. Watch your back.
Watch your back. Yes.
Watch your back.
That's
that is it.
Watch your back and be very observant. Be very
Absolutely.
observant. That's very, very,
Still
very
talking
important.
about being observant, the Lagos State House of Assembly Speaker rallies citizens for safer communities. Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, and Islamic scholars have urged Nigerians to take greater responsibility for the security of their communities, stressing that protecting lives and property should not be left solely to the government and security agencies. They made the call at the 17th annual Hijra 1448 AHIT lecture, where religious leaders, security experts, and community stakeholders examined the role of citizens in promoting peace, security, and national development. The event, Obasa said, citizens must reflect on their individual and collective contributions to creating safer communities. He said security was a shared responsibility that required cooperation between residents, community groups, government, and security institutions. That's just basically the thrust of the story, and this is to say again that security is not just the business of government, it is the business of everyone. All hands must be on deck, and as Adebimpe said, at this time you have to watch your back and be vigilant as well.
This story coming from the Honorable Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly is quite similar to those issues that Adebimpe raised the other time on the need for all of us to be actively involved in the security of our communities. If you see certain things or certain strange movements and you decide to look away, at the end of the day, if there are issues, if a crime was committed, you are going to be affected one way or the other. So I'll go the way of Joshua as usual. When you see something, say something and do something. So that thing will not come and haunt you at the end of the day. Even the state policing system that we are talking about, at the end of the day, if we have it accommodated in the Constitution of Nigeria and at the state level as well, these police officers are not going to they're not going to come from heaven. And without information, they cannot function and serve us effectively. So security is everybody's business, and we must be alive to it.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go to the X platform now. Still talking security anyways.
Yeah.
We saw a particular video trending on the X platform, and people criticized the Nigerian police officers for waving bandits when motorbikes with different kind of arms and gadgets yesterday. But the Nigerian police force has clarified, saying that they were actually
said they are
community security
groups.
volunteers. They are not bandits. But the picture or the video that I saw, I'm not sure it is. It's aligning with the position of the Nigerian police force. And here is the statement of the Nigerian police force saying that they are stating categorically, disclaiming the false and misleading narrative of a viral video circulating on social media, which alleges that a uniformed police officer was seen interacting with armed bandits in Katsina State. For the avoidance of doubt, the individuals featured in the video are not bandits. They are duly recognized member of the Vigilante Group of Nigeria, VGN, and registered hunters who are actively supporting ongoing security operations in collaboration with security agencies in Matazu local government area of Katsina State. The video captured a routine interaction. Was that an interaction? between a police officer and these security volunteers as they proceeded to a designated operational area in support of efforts to combat criminality and enhance public safety. Any claim suggesting otherwise is entirely false, malicious, and intended to mislead the public. That's the statement from the Nigerian Police Force this morning. So they are volunteers. And one way or the other, they collaborate with the Nigerian Police Force to assist them in fighting crime and the problem of insecurity in the country. So they were actually hailing them for assisting them to fight
well done
crime.
For the good work.
So they are vigilante groups. They are not
registered
terrorists.
hunters.
Yes, hunters, yeah, hunters. So we give kudos to the Nigerian police and, of course, the hunters as well. We're also waving from here in Lagos to them in Katsina for doing a yeoman's job, for fighting insecurity. We are waving at you as well. Thank you very much for sacrificing your lives for the protection of your fatherland. We thank you.
The more you see, the less you understand.
What is the more you see in this case? I read a statement from the Nigerian police at Ibimpe. It's on the X platform. It is not from me.
That's what I'm saying, that the more we see, the less you understand.
So,
or the less we see, the more we know.
Are the hunters and vigilantes also wearing masks? Because I saw some wearing masks in the video.
The hunters and the vigilantes.
I just want to advise. I just want to give an advice that, look, if these people were truly vigilantes
volunteers,
they should have been able to be identified as, instead of them looking like bandits. How did the police waving at them? How did they identify
them?
Because in this video, there was no sort of engagement.
They must have been working together before now.
Okay.
Intelligence, right?
Yes.
So they know that once these ones are coming, these ones are...
Then if they were going somewhere for an operation, was it not supposed to be a mix of police officers and the vigilante group?
No, maybe they are the ones that can...
But we only saw the vigilante volunteers.
That can really enter the forest.
Usually vigilantes have uniforms.
Exactly.
Then are they licensed to carry guns?
No, hunters.
Vigilantes, if they are hunters, they can use...
They're not licensed to carry guns.
Okay.
They can use Dane guns. If they are hunters...
Hunters have guns.
Yes, they can use Dane guns. But there should be some form of
interaction
and identification.
The mix, a mix between the two security outfits. Anyway, we are not doubting the integrity of the Nigerian police. Police is our friend any day, anytime. And bail will continue
to be free.
So that's what is trending on X this morning. For those Thomas who are doubting the integrity of the Nigerian police. We'll be going on a very short break. At this moment, we are still in the mood of the party for today in Lagos.
Yes.
The celebration of
Mr. Governor.
Of Mr.
Party Jollof. Send it.
Can we go on a break, please?